It is a harsh and unforgiving land. For the generations of people who have called this desert their home, every day has been a struggle to survive. They are the Apaches of San Carlos, and over a century ago they were forced by the government to settle in this forgotten place. Although the San Carlos Reservation is just a few hours' drive from metropolitan Phoenix, the 7,000 tribal members who live here see little benefit from their proximity to the modern world, and few prospects for the future.
This is a third world country here. This is a foreign culture, a foreign land. I mean, there's no relationship to the economy of the United States. There's nowhere in the United States there's 85% unemployment, and there's no hope of getting jobs here. There are no resources on the reservation. There's no public transportation. If you're 65, or say, let's figure more like 75, and you look like 85 because of the hard life here, and you want to go to get something at a supermarket, you've got to walk 10, 12 miles. Life is so hard here and so difficult.
Working to help ease the burden of this difficult life, the St. Charles Apache Mission ministers to the needs of some 1,000 parishioners. It is the only Catholic presence on this vast reservation, and at its heart is St. Charles School.
St. Charles Apache Mission School started around 1965, actually at the request of the parents. There were a number of parents who during that boarding school era on the reservation went to St. John's Indian School in Phoenix. And despite the fact that they got a really good education, they lost their tradition and culture. And so what they hoped for their children was that they would be able to get a good education, but not off the reservation.
I used to go to church every Sunday with my grandmother, and we always used to pray. You know, she always used to pray, let us pray for our church, our school to be built. He used to always pray that God may let us have a school here for our children, our kids.
From across the reservation, they come to St. Charles, Catholic and non-Catholic alike, some 150 students enrolled in kindergarten through 6th grade. In many ways, they are like children everywhere, naturally curious and quick to laugh. They are eager to learn as well, but for many, their lives away from school have taken a toll, making the process of learning an especially difficult task.
The challenges that these kids face here on the reservation is somewhat overwhelming, I think, because they're facing a lot of rough times. There's a lot of drinking, the alcohol on the reservation. There's a lot of negative influences on our reservation that the kids have to deal with.
Alcoholism is a big problem on any reservation. Ours is not an exception. And all of the effects that come along with the alcoholism. The loss of identity plays a big part in the adult population. You know, their inability to know their own traditional ways, their inability to be able to support their families, all of those things factor in, and they certainly trickle down to the experience of the children. Many of our children are born with effects of alcohol. It affects their learning. And these children work very hard. They are lovely children. They're very respectful. They try really hard, but they don't get the results for what they do. And a lot of that has to do with the impact of alcoholism on the reservation.
At St. Charles School, the Sisters of Mercy work together with Apache and Anglo lay teachers to meet the particular academic needs of their students. They do so by providing the solid foundation of a Catholic education in a nurturing yet disciplined environment.
I think that the quality of education that they're getting here at St. Charles is superior. It's the best that we have to offer. It's the best that we can do to offer to these kids. The children, a lot of them come from homes where they are either home alone, parents are working. So We want for our kids to leave the school knowing that they have the confidence to learn, and that whatever they learn from here, they'll be able to take on into the other schools wherever they might go.
Coming through St. Charles changed my whole life.
Brenda Astor is a success story in a place where so few have had the opportunity to succeed. A former St. Charles student, she went on to college and has built a rewarding career with the Bureau of Indian Affairs.
Without this little school and without what it taught me, I don't believe I would have come to where I am today. It taught me that I had to be able to keep myself focused. You know, you listen to your teacher, you do your homework, you know, you were taught responsibility. I guess as a small child, it was instilled in me that, you know, you have to do better. You have to do the absolute best you can.
Here, we really try to have a place where kids can be themselves, and yet there's certain limits and parameters. And so some of our worst kids, the kids who have been the lowest in our classes, they go to other public schools and they become the top echelon. I mean, that tells you something about the quality of education, the quality of discipline.
Audrey Stevens is another example of how St. Charles is making a difference.
I'm going to Colgate University, and I feel very, very prepared to go there. St. Charles is one of the elements of my life that have pushed me to, or have given me the advantages that I have today, in whether it be in life or academics, but it's made me the person I am, and so I'm really happy I had the opportunity to go to St. Charles.
In addition to high academic standards, St. Charles also offers a unique curriculum which integrates traditional Apache language and culture. This effort seeks to restore a disappearing yet vitally important element of Apache life.
The church is screwed up by imposing a Western lifestyle. We said, leave your Apache culture and spirituality and become like us European Catholics or American Catholics. We meant well, but we were wrong.
One of the things that we try to emphasize here, and I believe that we are the forerunners of this, is trying to keep the culture and the language alive. The language in particular got lost during that boarding school era. There's a whole generation for whom the language was lost. They came back on the reservation, they didn't know their ways. Today we're realizing that that was a big mistake, and that culture is transferred through language primarily. And so we have worked very hard to put an Apache curriculum into the school that incorporates language, cultural opportunities, traditional ways, and traditional history.
Na itzeri bitchin. Okay, Friday is na itzeri.
Developed over a period of years, this unique curriculum has become increasingly popular, even with the youngest students, who come to school eager to learn the vanishing language of their people.
One thing I asked them from the beginning of the year is, what do you expect to learn? What do you want to learn in kindergarten? I want to learn how to speak Apache. I want to learn how to write Apache. And they come from a home to where, like, it's limited, and they're really thrilled to learn anything in Apache.
The Apache language continues to be an important classroom element for the older children as well, who can take part in several after-school cultural programs.
One of the things that we're very proud of and we feel we've been very successful with is our after-school program. And for the girls, it means designing and actually making their own camp dress, their own jewelry, all of the things that we associate with the Apache people. For the boys, it's learning their traditional sacred dances through what we call the gons, or more commonly known as the crown dancers.
I think our cultural program is very important for these students to continue learning the traditional ways, their cultural heritage, and just having that pride that they are who they are and that they won't forget who they are.
But academics remain the priority at St. Charles School, and the students are given the caliber of education that will best serve them, on or off the reservation, and into the future.
They get that well-rounded education there at St. Charles, and I think it benefits them. It gives them a solid academic foundation. St. Charles School is very important in our community. I know that a lot of our children that are very successful come from St. Charles schools.
We know we're going to have 100 kids who are going to be able to read and write. They will be literate. We will not have illiterate children out here on the reservation. That if they graduate from here, they will be literate. They will know the positive impact of the written word.
Every day, the Apaches of San Carlos continue their struggle to survive in the modern world. They are the descendants of a courageous, self-reliant people who want a better life for their children. And St. Charles School is there to help them find it. But they cannot succeed alone.
Greatest resource on this reservation is the people themselves. That being said, at St. Charles School, our resources are minimal. The challenge for us is really to make sure that the school is here. And there I'm talking mostly about financial resources. Catholic schools run on tuition. Our people can't afford to pay the going rate. It costs over $2,000 to educate a child here at St. Charles. We have what's called negotiated tuition, and so parents come in and they pay what they can. And they pay with pride, and they pay on time, but they pay very little.
We need financial help to stay alive, just to keep our lights on, just to keep this going here. Our collection here for the year is less than maybe 2 collections at a normal parish on a Sunday.
Without the help of the outsiders, people from off reservation, this school, would not be here. There's no way that our little parish would ever be able to financially keep this school going. There's just no way. A few years ago, it came to the point where we thought we would lose this school, and that was very, very sad for the families here.
What I hope, is that in time, what we do here in school is going to allow these people to have pride in themselves, to believe in a future. It's a good reason to help people here,
For 3 generations, St. Charles School has changed the lives of hundreds of children on the San Carlos Reservation. Children who would otherwise have been trapped in a cycle of poverty and hopelessness have been given a chance for something better.
You gave me a heart and you gave me a smile. You gave us Jesus and you made me child. I just thank you, Father, for making me.
But without your help, this vitally important work will not continue. There are many things you can do to make a difference in the lives of the San Carlos Apache people. Financial donations, as well as contributions of time and talent. Please search your hearts and help St. Charles create a future for those who have so little and need so much.